This September, fans of Magic the Gathering and players are summoned back to Innistrad for the Midnight Hunt. From the 24th of September, we can return back to Innistrad for the Midnight Hunt. Now, Innistrad is set in a land, that's filled with vampires and werewolves. It's all about day and night. It's about horror, macabre scenes, and it's one of those things that every horror fan would truly enjoy. In a Dungeons and Dragons setting, probably the closest thing would be, I'm guessing, Ravenloft. And one of the ways that they bring you in to the setting is with the new card designs. So I really like the new card designs, especially the land cards. I love the way they capture the essence of the horror genre. With Midnight Hunt, there are a couple of new mechanics that have been introduced, and for this video what we're going to do is just going to talk a little bit about the new mechanics, and we're going to open one of the two commander decks that are available. There are two commander decks available. One is Undead Unleashed, which is the blue and black hybrid, and the Coven counters, which is the green and white hybrid. Talk a little bit about that in a bit, but let's just go into the basic mechanics and the new features that are available in Innistrad Midnight Hunt. One of the coolest features for me for Innistrad Midnight Hunt is that the game setting is set in two separate phases. Day, like this, or night. And it switches back and forth, just like this. And that gameplay comes into effect with double-faced cards. Double-faced cards are typically your werewolf cards, and they've got a day-bound as well as a night-bound version. What that means is when it's daytime, they're stuck in their day-bound, or they're in their day-bound state. And most of the time, if not all the time, the moment it turns night, they become more powerful and have new effects that kick in their night-bound version. So which you flip over, and then you get the night-bound version. So it's kind of like, the werewolves, full moon, at night, they transform. That's exactly what this is supposed to effect and symbolize. Switching from day and night happens quite a bit, and that again totally affects how the game is played. Now, how do you switch from day and night? Well, it's very much linked to spells, or unless other activities basically determine if it's day or night. Typically when you start the game, it is daytime, and then you can play cards which either change it to night or basically switch the scene. Like I have a card here that says day and night, and what it says is, as it becomes night, transform all day-bound permanents. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, it becomes day. And if it was day, if a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night the next turn. So you have cards that determine how it switches from day and night. So that adds a very different layer of complexity and strategy. Graveyard manipulation and working your graveyard is not new to Magic, but a couple of things that have come up, or mechanics that have come out in this expansion or in this new set, would be Disturb. And so what Disturb really says is you cast this card from your graveyard, transformed for its disturbed cost. So basically, if it's you're disturbing the burial. So you go into your graveyard and you can summon creatures that are in there. So this seasoned Magic players would know how this would, the kind of mechanic that you want to do, push things into your graveyard, and then you can cast it out from there, and it becomes a whole combo. Also being able to use from your graveyard is the Flashback System. And the Flashback System basically says you may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. So these are typically spells, while the Disturb feature is for creatures, and Flashback would be for spells and instances instead. The next new mechanic that I like to talk about is Coven. I have the Ritual Guardian here, and basically Coven brings cards, different cards together to form a group, well, like a Coven. And what it says here, Coven, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, Ritual Guardian, which is this card, then gains lifelink. So basically the Coven concept or the Coven mechanic relies on other cards that aren't this one, that has different powers. You form a group and gives that particular card extra powers and abilities to tackle the opponents. So those are some of the mechanics that you get in Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Now there are a couple of ways to get cards. Typical, no difference from the other sets. You've got your set boosters, you've got the collector editions, and you have the commander decks. So we've got the set boosters over here. That's how we got these cards on the table, and it's very cool, very nice. And each one of them has got a art card inside as well, which, you know, I love the illustration. And again, if you're a fan of the genre, you're a fan of horror, very, very cool illustrations and something to collect. Now we're going to take a look at what you get inside one of the commander decks. And now if you've never played the commander system basically just means that you've got one legendary card, that main card, the main hero that you have, and you build your deck around it. Typically a deck, or well, these are fixed cards in a commander set, and you get 99 cards in there that are limited by the colors of the legendary of your hero, your commander. So for example, Wilheld the Rod Cleaver, that's the commander deck I have over here. He is a blue and black, and that means all the cards in here are going to be blue and black. In fact, the card list is readily available on the Magic the Gathering website, and it's not a surprise on the kind of cards that you're going to get in here. All single cards, 99 cards, and then you get lands as well. So let's just open this and see what you get inside. And here you go, at the bottom of the base. Nothing else in this box here, that's it. And now you have, I'm going to put this aside, a couple of counters that you can use that I'm not going to pop out of the box just yet, but they're here. Right, so in that big box you get a smaller box. Which contains the life counter. Yeah. Very nice werewolf print over here. So in the commander system, you have, or in the commander gameplay, you have 40 life for your commander, and well, don't get him to 0. And you've got 2 sets of cards in the commander box, and one of them right in front, you've got Wilheld the Rod Cleaver. So he's the commander. Once again, I said that the decks, the cards, are readily available online. Go check that out. We're not going to open this, but there really isn't anything else in these commander decks. Just another Wilheld the Rod Cleaver over here, and that's about it. So Magic the Gathering Innistrad Midnight Hunt, it's going to be available very, very soon. If you like the horror setting, this might just be the set for you. Prior to this, we ran a video on the Forgotten Realms set for Magic the Gathering, the first official crossover between Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering. And what I really like is that they are, you know, there's more and more reasons for people to jump on board the Magic the Gathering train. You might be someone like me who hasn't played in years and is now coming back into the game, or you could be brand new, or a very seasoned veteran who, basically there's something for everyone. So once again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching another video from Just Saying Asia. Please, if you like our content, like the page, like us, subscribe, and leave a comment. We really want to hear what you have to say, and we'll be happy to answer your comments and your questions as well. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.